As you guys may know, sellers have been winning for the last 3 to 4 years. I'd say since around the 2021 mark. We are now seeing a shift in that with buyers kind of coming out on top these days. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, let's talk about average sale price of homes. June versus September. In June, average sale prices of a home in Moore County were about $450,000. This past September, which was just last month, it was about $480,000. So home values are holding steady at this time. I do think that although buyers tend to be winning a little bit more, I think that homes that come to the market that are priced correctly and move-in ready, I think that they're still getting strong offers and a lot of interest, more so than others, first of all. I think that's because buyers, they do have more options these days, and I think that they're allowed, or they can be, a little bit more picky. So they want something that's move-in ready, and of course price well. And when I say move-in ready, what I mean by that is they're gonna be able to move in turnkey, not have to remodel anything, not have to do anything, fix anything. They can just turn the key and walk right in and put their stuff down. So if you're a seller or you're thinking about selling your home, I think now would probably be the time to fix the things in your house that would, potentially make it move-in ready. And this leads me into telling you guys a little bit about the days on market. Days on market is the time it takes to sell your house from the date that it was originally listed. Days on market can be skewed by new construction because new construction tends to be listed usually right when construction starts or right before that. Especially if builders and their agents would like to pre-sell. So days on market tends to tick up with new construction because you have several months before it's actually completed. When running these stats, I actually did not remove new construction. I think it's fun for the county as a whole to be able to see what the actual average days on market with new construction is, but that's just something to keep in mind. Average days on market in June of this year in the Moore County area were 62.5, and we have now moved up this past September to 65.5. So just a small uptick, but we are starting to see those numbers grow, especially me with my listings that I had 6-8 months ago versus now. This brings me back to well-presented homes. I think when homes are well-presented when they go to market, they tend to sell a little bit faster. So days on market for those properties are gonna be a little bit lower. All right, let's talk about number of homes sold. The number of homes sold in Moore County in June of this year were 208. The number of homes sold in Moore County in September was 168. Although we've seen a little bit of a downswing there, I think demand is very much still present. And with that, I'd like to say that buyers actually had more options this last month in September than they did in June. List to sell price ratio is going to be what the home sold for versus what it was originally listed for. Now, this is important because statistics show that in June, there was a 96% list to sell ratio, and in September it bumped up 1%, which is not much, but to 96%. So it seems to be holding, but in my personal experience with buyers here in the last year, we are seeing a lot more sellers negotiating with buyers, and so likely that 1% trend going down is what we're seeing from that. Personally, 1% decrease in list to sell price ratio is not a ton. Just in real estate every day, I see a lot more sellers and buyers negotiating than I have in 4, 5, 6, even a year ago. So I definitely think that, we are in a shift. I think that it's still a great time to sell. I think that it's a great time to buy. I think knowing as a seller how to come to market prepared and as a buyer, choosing an agent who's going to fight for you, I think are both really important. And of course, staying on top of the market is as well. If you guys would like me to dive into any specific towns, cities, anything like that, especially Moore County, but surrounding areas as well, leave a comment, email me, whatever. I'd be happy to do a video and dive in. See you on the next one.